matches in the playoffs. At 4 p.m., Chukwemeka David Obioma-Isiwa will face off with Michael Victor Chinecherem as they debate the topic, increasing telecom tariffs is unreasonable at this time. That should be fun. And at 5 p.m., Ifeoluwa Olaiya will lock horns with Nwagwu Olachi Vanessa on the topic, single-use plastics should be outlawed. I Beg to Differ is supported by Obi-Wheezy and Christian Schools. Prize money sponsor, Tollywood College, Lagos. For sponsorship inquiries, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome back. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. It's Nigeria Info. Join the live stream. Refresh your feed. If you've been a part of the previous debate online, refresh the feed and go for the latest feed there. You cannot miss it. Now, you've seen the battle of the boys. Witness now the grappling of the girls. Let's meet our two contestants. Maryann.
All right. Well, let's meet Ifeoluwa Olaiya.
Ifeoluwa Olaiya, and I'm a 15-year-old SS3 student from Wellspring College. I decided to join the I Beg to Differ student debate tournament in January when my friend inspired me to after she won one of the seasons. Hobbies are sleeping, eating, I would say singing, but I will not sing, and reading.
I like her already. Welcome, Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College, 15 years of age in SS3. Welcome, Ifeoluwa. What do your friends call you? Ife? Huh?
Oh,
Ife
nice.
or Ife? What does mommy call you?
Ifeoluwa.
Ifeoluwa. Mommy's.
Your mother's like the long form.
Yeah, and daddy?
Ife.
Ife. Okay. Sometimes mommy will say Ife when she says, Ifeoluwa, come here.
Yes.
So, welcome to the debate.
Thank you very much.
All right, time for us to meet her opponent, Maryann.
Yeah, here is Nwagwu Olachi Vanessa.
My name is Nwagwu Olachi, a student of King's Anchor College, and I'm 13 years old. I decided to participate in the I Beg to Differ debate tournament after my principal came to me like the day we resumed school and was like, the auditions for the I Beg to Differ debate tournaments are still open. You can still go there. I know you can do it. So I just went there. One skill that makes me unique is my confidence. I am able to like face things with open heart and be brave about it.
Thank you, King's Anchor College principal. Welcome, Lagos, 13-year-old Nwagwu Olachi Vanessa. She's an SS2 student. How are you? We've seen her before in the previous Lagos regional finals. She was impressive. Can she go one step further? Well, there's an uphill climb in Ifeoluwa Olaiya in this first debate. May the better debater win.
But then we'll do our normal ritual. Let's see who's opposing and who's supporting.
Yeah, I gave Ifeoluwa the honor last time. Maybe you should give Olachi the honor this time.
Okay. Pick
Olachi,
one.
pick one. Yeah, let me give the other two. So they were told to prepare for both sides. Now we determine who's supporting and who is opposing. Who's supporting? Olachi, you're supporting the motion.
Yes, sir.
Ifeoluwa, you're opposing the motion.
Okay.
Which one of you wants to swap places? You want to? Ifeoluwa?
No, they
Huh?
seem good.
Yeah, swap sides. You don't mind? Olachi, do you mind? You mind? Even if you didn't, you cannot swap. It is what it is. Don't worry. Give it your all. So, we now know that Olachi is supporting the motion and Ifeoluwa is opposing the motion. The motion is single-use plastics should be outlawed. Single-use plastics should be outlawed. Should they, shouldn't they? Olachi would argue that they should. Ifeoluwa would argue that they shouldn't. They will both tell us why. Each of them has got 11 minutes to marshal their points in 3 rounds.
In all rounds, yeah.
4 rounds in the first 2 and 3 rounds in the closing. Let's get to it.
All right. Well, we'll start with the motion supporter.
Motion supporter, are you ready to go? Or do you want a quick breather? You want a quick breather. One final breather. When we come back, it'll be time for the debate proper.
This Monday, I Beg to Differ debate competition returns. Nigeria, the hostilities return. The competition is relentless. I Beg to Differ is back with the remaining 8 matches in the playoffs. At 4 p.m., Chukwuemeka David Obioma will face off with Michael Victor Chinecherem as they debate the topic. Increase in telecom tariffs is unreasonable at this time. That should be fun. And at 5 p.m., Ifeoluwa Olaiya will lock horns with Nwagwu Olachi Vanessa on the topic single-use plastics should be outlawed. I Beg to Differ is supported by Obiwizi and Chrisland Schools. Prize money sponsor, Hollywood College, Lagos. For sponsorship inquiries, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome one, welcome all to the second debate of the evening. And indeed, it is the 10th.
Yes, so far.
In the series.
So far.
Meaning there are 6 more debates to go, which will happen on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yes.
For this debate, the topic once again is single-use plastics should be outlawed. Nwagwu Olachi Vanessa of King's Anchor College will be supporting that motion. She's 13 and in SS2. Her opponent, Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College, will be opposing the motion. She's 15. She's in SS3. Time now.
Yeah, I think that this is a topic that the Lagos State government should pay attention to.
The better, especially what's the waste management?
No.
Is it LOMA?
No. There's a department for climate change and circular economy. That's their responsibility.
Single-use plastic. I should think LOMA too should be interested.
All of them, because they're all under the Environment Ministry, but they have different departments and duties.
Okay, Your Excellency, sir, Your Excellency, ma, we do hope you're listening. Let us debate.
Well, Vanessa, you have 4 minutes. Are you ready? Your 4 minutes starts now.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nwagwu Olachi, a student of King's Anchor College, Ikotun, Lagos, and I am here to support the motion which states that single-use plastics should be outlawed. First, I would like to define the key term single-use plastics. Single-use plastics refers to plastic products such as bags, straws, and water bottles that are designed to be used only once before being discarded. According to Barack Obama, we are the first generation to know we are destroying the planet and the last that can do anything about it. The world is currently going through a plastic pollution crisis driven largely by single-use plastics, and here are some reasons why I believe they should be outlawed. Firstly, environmental devastation. According to Sir David Attenborough, the plastic pollution crisis is one of the most visible and disturbing impacts of modern human consumption. Plastics never fully degrade, instead breaking down into microplastics that persist for centuries. The World Economic Forum predicts that by the year 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in our ocean. Wildlife such as whales, sea turtles, and seabirds mistake these plastics for food, leading to fatal blockages and starvation. Secondly, human health risks. According to Silver Earl, every single piece of plastic ever created still exists in some form, with most of it being in our food and water. Studies have found microplastics in our lungs, blood, and even unborn baby placentas. Furthermore, economic burden. Plastic pollution costs the world over $13 billion annually, and losses in industries like fishing and tourism. Businesses in affected areas suffer from financial losses due to plastic contamination in their industries. Additionally, plastic contributes to climate change. Plastic production emits about 3.8% of global greenhouse gases. Plastics are made from fossil fuels. The process of extracting, manufacturing, and refining plastics accounts for the emission of tons of millions of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Also, wildlife endangerment. According to Jane Goodall, we have destroyed forests, polluted oceans, and driven species into extinction. If we do not act now, it will be too late. Plastic kills over 1 million marine animals annually and 100,000 seabirds annually due to plastic ingestion and entanglement. Also, successful plastic bans have worked. According to the United Nations Environment Programme, countries that have successfully banned plastics have seen significant environmental improvements. Countries like Kenya, Rwanda, and Bangladesh have successfully banned plastics and have seen cleaner streets, healthier citizens, and job opportunities in alternative industries. Also, plastics enter our food chains. According to Paul McCartney, if you are eating fish, you are eating the plastic we throw away. Microplastics have been found in drinking water and even the salt we use to cook, making plastic pollution a direct threat to human health. Additionally, plastic pollution affects oceans as well as land. Yes, ocean pollution may get attention, but land are also affected by plastic pollution. Microplastics have been found in land and in our soil, and it has reduced food security by 25%, leading to global food wastage, which accounts for the emission of 8% of global greenhouse gases. Also, furthermore, a plastic ban drives innovation. Banning plastic will force industries to develop new sustainable alternatives such as biodegradable materials, reusable packaging, and green technology. Indian startups have created edible cutlery and reusable packaging, which proves that a plastic ban not only helps the environment but sees for a smarter and brighter future for industries. Lastly, recycling is a myth. Many industries promote this recycling, but is it really good? Only 9% of plastics have ever been recycled, with the rest ending up in landfills, oceans, or are incinerated, releasing harmful toxins into the environment. In conclusion, according to Sir David Attenborough, the plastic pollution crisis is one of the greatest threats to life on Earth, and it is a shame that we are watching it happen. The evidence is overwhelming. Single-use plastic should be outlawed because this suggestion is not just this. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you too. You'll have the opportunity of adding whatever points you might still have at the back of your mind in your rebuttal round. We will switch. But first, that was Nwagwu, Olachi, Vanessa of King's Anchor College, 13 years of age. Our opponent, Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College, will now open her debate.
Ifeoluwa, are you ready? I think so. Your 4 minutes starts now.
The debate is not about whether plastic pollution is a problem. Everyone agrees that it is. But the real debate is about whether the only way to solve this thing is by enforcing bans on these single-use plastics. Firstly, I'm Ifeoluwa Olaiya, and I argue to oppose the motion that single-use plastics should be outlawed. Firstly, are plastics really the enemy? Science says no. The society has painted single-use plastics as the environmental villain. However, science tells a different story. A UK environmental agency study shows that the single-use plastics pose a smaller carbon footprint than other alternatives, or the so-called eco-friendly alternatives for single-use plastics. Also, plastics are a life-saving necessity in modern medicine. Are plastics really replaceable in modern medicine? The answer is no. Whether through sterile syringes or through blood storage units, single-use plastics play a crucial role in modern medicine. The World Health Organization warns that by removing plastics from hospitals, we are increasing treatment costs, mortality rates, and infection rates in lots of patients. Also, the hidden costs of plastic bans. By banning single-use plastics, we are incurring unforeseen costs. For example, consider a state like the United States. A nationwide ban will cost over $100 billion annually, and it will cause a loss of productivity and increased operational costs. For example, the plastic industry is set to sustain over 30 million jobs for various people. By banning single-use plastics, we are therefore destroying people's sources of livelihood. Also, plastic bans fuel illegal trade. By banning single-use plastics, we do not eliminate them. Rather, we drive them underground where they thrive in black markets. For example, 2017 in Kenya, when single-use plastics were banned, they were driven underground where illegal plastic prices rose by 1,500%. In the same year in Bangladesh, that you claim that has said to be positively influenced by banning single-use plastics. In the same year in Bangladesh, smugglers imported low-quality, unsafe plastics into the country, which worsened pollution. And also in 2019 in India, illegal plastic factories thrived because they were following unsafe laws. Therefore, by banning single-use plastics, we are fueling illegal trade and worsening the problems that we aim to solve. Also, we advocate innovation, not elimination. Instead of banning single-use plastics, why not reinvent them? For example, cutting-edge companies like RWDC and Carbios are already pioneering marine-safe biodegradable plastics that are eco-friendly and help the environment. So instead of banning these plastics, why not reinvent them? Why not let the government invest in these things so that we can promote eco-friendly alternatives? And also, the global south pays the price. If we ban single-use right now, the Western nations are often seen dumping their plastic waste, exporting millions of tons of plastic waste in various countries that are developing countries. So by banning single-use plastics, we are not eliminating this, because the waste will continue to be there. The waste will continue to stand, because study shows that the US, the UK, and the EU shipped over 70% of their plastic waste to countries like Asia and Africa, to continents like Asia and Africa, which devastated local communities. Also, the recycling myth. It is said that only 9% of plastic waste is recycled yearly, which means that, but in countries like Germany, they have over 65% recycling rate, and in Sweden, they have a 99% waste to energy conversion rate, which proves that bans are not necessary. We can still continue without bans. We can still ensure that our society is safe. Thank you.
You know, I'd like to quote Esther Oboli, who says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the boys have done their bit, and now you're about to witness a feisty debate from the girls. Girl power, girl fire. Go girls, we are rooting for you. May the best girl win." Thank you for that. And you just heard Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College. She's just 15. Deliver her opening remark after that eye-catching opening remark of Nwagwu, Olachi, Vanessa of King's Anchor College. We'll take a break. Maryann.
Yes, when we do come back, of course, we'll be switching positions for the rebuttals. But don't forget, we're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Go watch us and post your comments. Most importantly, we're also live on our sister station, Kids FM.
The biggest debate competition in Nigeria. I beg to differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Tollywood College is a modern co-educational day school poised to provide a perfect learning environment for students between the ages of 10 and 16. We are dedicated to innovation and excellence in teaching and learning. An experience like no other at Tollywood College, where potentials are unlocked and given premium value. For inquiries, kindly contact us at the email address info@tollywoodcollege.com or go to the website at www.tollywoodcollege.com. You could also go to the physical address to see things for yourself at kilometer 43 Lekki Ekpe Expressway by Canaan Land Estate, Shongo Tedo, Aja, Lagos. Rest assured, we will be waiting.
Welcome back. It's now time for the rebuttal round between Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College and Nwagwu Olachi Vanessa of King's Anchor College. This is where we switch things and start with a motion opposer.
All right, Ifeoluwa, we're coming back to you. This round is 4 minutes. Are you ready?
Almost.
Okay.
Oh, dotting the I's, taking notes, right? Aren't you? We got a debate to run. Interestingly, as let me see. Kinlade Damilola says both speakers highlighted strong points. Can't wait to see how they both rebut, shield their cases, and make counter propositions. Lovely comment.
Okay.
Here's a message. I am 11 years old. I am the youngest of this debate competition. Mine is on the 27th.
Oh.
Nobody told me there was an 11-year-old in the debates. Goodness gracious.
I didn't know that. Oh, yes, there is.
Oh, there is?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. We'll find out soon enough. Ifeoluwa, we got to go now.
All right, Ifeoluwa, your 4 minutes starts now.
The proposition suggests that by without banning single-use plastics, we are destroying the planet. But however, alternatives are worse. A 2020 study shows that by replacing plastics with so-called eco-friendly initiatives, with so-called eco-friendly alternatives, we are worsening it, because it is said that the carbon emissions that come from using paper instead of plastic is multiplied by 4 times. Also, you mentioned environmental devastation, that they do not degrade. Single-use plastics do not degrade. However, alternatives are also leading to environmental devastation. Examples: deforestation, increased water and energy usage. If we ban single-use plastics, that means we are relying on cotton, glass and paper. To produce paper, we need to cut down multiple trees, and to produce glass and cotton-based products, we need to increase our water and energy usage, because it requires a lot of energy and oil consumption in order to be produced. Also, you mentioned human health risks. However, the US and European governments has implemented policies and regulations to reduce the chemical risk of single-use plastics. So you complain that they are leaking chemicals into our water. However, it has been regulated in certain countries so that the harmful chemicals that are in single-use plastics are reduced. Therefore, in the production of these single-use plastics, we don't require that many chemicals anymore. Also, you mentioned climate change. Climate change. However, when cars were said to have released carbon monoxide, they were not banned. Rather, they innovated them through electronic vehicles. In the same way, without banning single-use plastics, we can still innovate these plastics so that we can have better commodities that are not affecting that are not causing climate change. For example, I mentioned that RWDC and Carbios are creating marine safe biodegradable plastics that are eco-friendly. So without banning these things, we can look for innovative ways of promoting these things so that they are not affecting our environment. Also, you said it drives innovation. But instead of just banning these things so that they have no choice but to drive innovation, with the single-use plastics still present, we can innovate, we can revolutionize the various economies that are producing single-use plastics. For example, they are used in plastic bags, and they are used in plastic bags, containers and etc. But we can revolutionize these things. We can come up with eco-friendly containers, eco-friendly plastic bags, eco-friendly containers that can be used for our food and are not harmful or biodegradable and are biodegradable. Also, you said it affects land and oceans, but hope you know that the alternatives also affect land and oceans. Because if you are saying that only plastics are affecting the water, what about glass? Glass is found in our ocean and is affecting various animals that are seen in the water. What about cotton? When people consume cotton, it gets stuck in the throat and it causes various health issues. Therefore, I believe and I oppose the motion that single-use plastic should be outlawed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College, for your rebuttal round. We will now switch and allow Nwagwu, Olachi, Vanessa of King's Anchor College to have a dash at her rebuttal round.
Vanessa, your 4 minutes starts now.
Good day, everyone. I'm still Nwagwu Olachi, and I'm here to refute my opponent's points. You stated plastics are necessary for in the line of medicine, but here's the fact here. Plastics used in medicine are already synthesized, meaning they are not single-use consumer plastics, which means they can be reused and reused on and on and on. You also said the economic impact of plastics are a lot. You also said the economic impact of plastics are a lot, but this is it. The facts also says that plastic pollution costs worth over $13 billion. $13 billion, which means it's also impacting industries like fishing, tourism, and agriculture, leading to financial losses. You also said it will lead to loss of jobs, but that's not true, as alternatives also have job opportunities, which means a plastic ban will lead to job opportunities in alternative industries. You also said biodegradable. You also said we can use biodegradable plastics, but biodegradable plastics degrade under certain conditions, which means in sometimes is just as good as regular plastic and can still end up in landfills, oceans, or can be incinerated. You said the process of converting plastic energy releases harmful toxins.
Speaking to your mic, please.
Sorry. You said we can convert plastics to energy, but the process of converting plastic into energy releases harmful toxins like dioxins and heavy metals into the air, leading to respiratory diseases. You also said we can come up with eco-friendly options, but we already have eco-friendly options like glass. Glass is said to be one of the safest alternatives to plastics, which means after banning plastic, we still have other eco-friendly alternatives like glass. I would like to add a few more points to buttress my point. You said, it is difficult to clean up plastic. Plastic takes time to clean up. The ocean cleanup project takes millions of dollars to clean only a fraction of these plastics, which means most of the plastic still remain in our oceans today. Plastic never fully disappears. A plastic bag takes over 1,000 years to decompose, and similarly a plastic bottle takes over 450 years to decompose, and they don't really decompose, they just break down into microplastics that persist for centuries and never fully disappears. Also, public support for a plastic ban is overwhelming. A 2021 IPSOS survey found out that over 75% of people globally support a plastic ban. In addition to that, it is a corporate scam. Plastics production led by giants like dioxins and Dow chemicals. These industries mislead the public, deceiving them that recycling is the way forward when only 9% of plastics have ever been recycled. Also, incineration releases harmful toxins, like I have said earlier. It releases harmful toxins like dioxins, harmful metals, and carcinogens into the atmosphere. A study recently found out that people living close to plastic incinerators have a higher chance for cancer and respiratory diseases. Lastly, alternatives exist. You have said that alternatives to plastics are very dangerous, but this is the thing. Plastic has killed over 1 million marine animals. Many turtles have been found tangled in these plastic bags found in our oceans. Whales have found over 40 tons of plastic in their stomachs. So what are you saying? Please, I would like to come back. I will be back again for my conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Olachi Vanessa there with her rebuttal.
All right, rebuttal rounds done and dusted between this. Olachi, Nwagwu, King's Anchor College. You'd heard Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College earlier on. There's one final task for these two brilliant young girls now, which will be their closing rounds. May the better debater of the two win. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll launch ourselves into the closings.
The biggest debate competition in Nigeria. I beg to differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Obiwizi is Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. They are Nigeria's home of gadgets with warranties, where you can purchase all your favorite devices and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. You can also trade in your older devices for a newer model in a simple and convenient way. With offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Benin, Obiwizi delivers nationwide. On Instagram at Obiwizi Backup Page, on X at Obiwizi. The email address info@obiwizi.com, or go to the website at www.obiwizi.com.
Welcome back. Welcome. This debate presents some education and re-education opportunities.
Absolutely. And I just texted the special advisor to the governor, Titilayo Shodi, that this is her constituency. She needs to pay attention.
Madam, are you listening? Thank you. It's a debate between a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old. Nwagwu Olachi Vanessa is in SS2 at King's College. She's 13. Ifeoluwa Olaiya is at SS3 at Wellspring. It's in SS3 at Wellspring College. She's 15. Closing arguments now between these two. This is where we revert to the motion supporter.
Yes. And so, Vanessa, you have 3 minutes in this round to make your closing arguments, and your 3 minutes starts now.
Good day, everyone. I still remain Nwagwu Olachi, and I am here to close my case. My opponent wants you to believe that banning single-use plastic is unnecessary, that the problem isn't plastics itself, but how we manage it. But let's be clear here. Plastic pollution is not a mistake. It is a crisis. And if mismanagement of waste were to be the problem, then we wouldn't be in this crisis today. Over 90% of plastics have not been recycled. Because why? Why? Because the system wasn't designed to work. Rather, it was designed to shift the burden to consumers while corporations flood this earth with plastic that never fully disappears. Instead, it breaks down into microplastics that infiltrates our soil, water, and even our own bodies. They say that it is necessary for modern life, but at what cost? Plastic pollution kills over 1 million marine organisms and 100,000 seabirds, clogs our waters, contributes to flooding, and leaches toxic chemicals into our food and water. A study carried out by the Environmental Science and Technology found out that the average person consumes about a credit card's worth of plastic. So, how much more plastic do we need to take before we take action? Some also say she also said it negatively affects the economy. But let's look at the facts here. Plastic pollution costs the world over $13 billion, impacting industries like tourism, agriculture, and fishing. Countries that have banned plastics have seen economic benefits in the long run, with cleaner citizens, with cleaner streets, healthier citizens, and job and industries adapting successfully. Innovation drives under necessity. History has it that these industries will adapt successfully when regulations push them towards scalable, sustainable solutions. Some say recycling is a better solution, but recycling is not a real solution. Because if it was, only 9% of plastic would not have been recycled. Countries that have banned plastics have seen better benefits than countries that recycle. Let's be clear here, this debate isn't just about minor inconveniences like switching to paper straws. It is about whether we prioritize short-term comfort over long-term survival. If we continue down this path, by 2050, the oceans will contain more plastic than fish. So which path do we really want to take? The solution is obvious. Single-use plastics should be banned. The failure to do so will be the failure to act on one of the greatest environmental threats of our time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So you've heard the closing argument of the motion supporter, Nwagwu, Olachi, Vanessa, 13-year-old SS2 student of King's Anchor College. Our opponent will now close. She's Ifeoluwa Olaiya. She's 15. She's in SS3 at Wellspring College.
Ifeoluwa, your 3 minutes. Are you ready? Starts now.
The proposition envisions a plastic-free world, but that doesn't create an utopia. Rather, it creates greater problems. Jobs are lost. Industries are destroyed. Even in developing countries where informal jobs are gotten through waste collecting, these people are losing their only sources of livelihoods. Instead of banning these industries, we can revolutionize it. A 2020 study, the proposition suggests that instead of following single-use plastics, we should use the alternatives instead. But a 2020 study shows that by replacing plastics with paper, we increase carbon emissions by 4 times. What about those trendy tote bags that you always look at? A Danish study shows that those things cause more environmental harm than single-use plastics. Single-use plastics have a smaller carbon footprint than the so-called alternatives that you are mentioning. The Food and Agricultural Organization said that 30% of global food is wasted yearly, and it can be prevented by better food packaging. How do we get this better food packaging? Plastics, because single-use plastics lengthen the life of certain foods. We aren't saying that plastic pollution is not a problem. We all know that it is. But the government should hold companies accountable by investing in proper recycling systems. The government should enforce regulations against plastic dumpings. Those are the ways we can prevent plastic pollution. Instead of just banning this thing outright, we can look for better solutions. Better waste management is called for. Countries like Germany and Sweden, they chose this route and it's working out for them. They didn't need to ban their single-use plastics. Rather, they just increased their waste management capacity and it's working out for them. The actions that we take now are reducing the damages that can happen tomorrow. Bans are not the only solution. Rather, I suggest that we should increase our waste management capacity, invest in proper recycling, and enforce regulations against dumping in various countries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ifeoluwa.
Brilliant debate. Brilliant debate.
I really do not envy the judges this evening. Not at all.
It's going to be tough, but even as the debate was going, there was some conversation with the judges amongst them. We'll come to that later. But this debate is effectively over. Time is not our friend.
Yep.
I don't know if diction coach and judge is ready. As soon as she's ready, she'll take us through what her thoughts are. We have a race against time. We have just 7 minutes to the end of today's broadcast, so we might as well use them as well as possible. Thank you for all the messages. The 11-year-old who had sent a message earlier says the name is Kamsi. My name is Kamsi. My debate is on Thursday. AF Library Lagos is the name you are using on YouTube. So I'm reading YouTube comments. It says beautiful, keep it up, Olachi. Bennett Madu goes, good one, Olachi. You are an eloquent speaker. What else do I have here? Here is one. Okay, maybe I should come to you.
All right,
on Facebook.
On X, Anuoluwa Simi. I'm so sorry. I apologize beforehand. Says, well done, guys. But I feel I enjoy girl versus girl more than the gentlemen. Girls are always on fire, she says.
Okay.
Francis here on X says, I beg to differ. Secondary school debate is one program you don't want to miss. Brilliant students debating, he says.
Well, you have a Daniel there. There's a Daniel here who says, what a heated debate. Both speakers have given their all. Good luck to you both.
And on WhatsApp, I beg your pardon. Femi and Maryann, this is the first debate since the beginning of season 8. I beg to differ. Debate started. Both contestants exhibit clarity in their diction and expression of speech rhythm. Vanessa and Ifeoluwa are good, so good. May the best contestant win. Good luck, girls. This is from Obong-Daniels Peter, aka Peter Bonds from Shango Tedu.
All right. It looks like Yvonne is ready. We have 5 minutes to the end of the broadcast. Let's steal 1 or 2 to do this. Okay, over to you, Yvonne.
Thank you, Femi. To both of you, I thoroughly enjoyed listening to you both. Well done. And I'm just going to quickly point out to both of you that it is imperative that you pay attention to the rule of subject-verb agreement, okay? So there should not be, we shouldn't hear things like these industries, honey, these industries, okay? You don't say land are, you say lands are. A land is, but lands are, because more than one land, you use the plural verb. Only one land, you use the singular verb. Is that clear? You said wildlife endangerment. You meant to say wildlife endangerment. Okay? To you, Ifeoluwa, you said chemicals has been regulated. You meant to say chemicals have been. So that's why you should pay attention to the rule of subject-verb agreement, okay? I would also say that it is loss of patience. When you're talking about more than one patient, you use it in the plural. Therefore, not therefore. Therefore, okay? Because we lack that much time, I'll hand it back to the presenters.
Thank you very much. Let us go straight into the scoring of this debate. Pay attention. Ifeoluwa and Olachi. In the presentation round, the judges score that first round thus. Judge Yvonne, a tie, 10-10. Judge Ufoma, 10-9. Olachi. Chief Judge Chike, a tie, 10-10. It's 30-29. Advantage Olachi. Now I must quickly add this in your rebuttal round for your benefit and for the benefit of all other debaters. I had to seek even further clarification from the panel of judges. When your opponent is making their opening remarks in their presentation round, you must listen attentively and you must rebut every single point they make. If you leave one out, then the additional points you make will not count. If you leave one out, the additional points you make will not count. You can merge two of your opponent's points together. Is that clear? But you must rebut because the judges scored every point made. If all the judges agree on the number of points made by your opponent, you have got to rebut that number of points. You don't pick and choose. He made 7 points. I'm just going to rebut 3. I'm just going to rebut 6. Oh, I agree with the 7th. You still have to rebut it and move on. Okay, because that affects the scoring. Is that clear? Olachi, did you take note? So now, I said that because it was adjudged that Olachi did not rebut all her opponent's points. So here is the scoring for the rebuttal round. Judge Yvonne scores it 10-9 Ifeoluwa. Judge Ufoma scores it 10-8.5 Ifeoluwa. And Chief Judge Chike scores it 10-8 Ifeoluwa. That's 30-25.5. Now Ifeoluwa is leading by 3.5. We come to the closing arguments. Judge Yvonne scores it a tie, 10-10. Judge Ufoma scores it a tie, 10-10. Chief Judge Chike scores it a tie, 10-10. At this point, it is 89 points to Ifeoluwa and 85.5 to Olachi, bringing us to diction scoring, and Judge Yvonne has that at 10-10. And so your winner by 99 to 95.5 points. Congratulations, Ifeoluwa Olaiya of Wellspring College. You progress to the second round.
Congratulations.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3.
And on that note, that bombshell note, see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Bye-bye.
Hello, excuse me. This Milo pack looks different. I'm seeing support energy release, BAM, on the pack. Is it the same Milo? No, this one is new and improved. The support energy release means when you give your kids Milo as part of breakfast, you are giving them energy they need to go to school.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.